Hello and welcome to another Brett Plays review and a flight. Now, in case you've been hiding under a rock and haven't seen this helicopter in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, I'm going to do a quick flight and review just to show off a few things. And basically, I have not reviewed it yet. And yes, I have been using it. I've even used it in streams. A lot of other people use it. But I never got around to doing a review. Some of the early inclinations of this were not quite up to what I was happy with, so I waited. So now I am actually reviewing version 1.4.1. So thanks to the Hyper Performance group for this particular model and aircraft, and they've also got a 145 out now for sale. So this one's free, but what we'll do is we'll press all the buttons and give it a quick flight. And I want to do that because there are now a few more helicopters coming out, and I'm going to review and check those out as well, and they are free. The paid ones, I'm going to let other people who review payware more often stick with that. Right, first thing you want to do is you will see that this screen will be blank and it says move your throttle. When I move my throttle, it automatically registers that I have a throttle and it's sitting there. So it is all cold and dark, and I've got, hello mate, that's the guy I usually have as a pilot, but okay. Now I can, before I even start, I can go to the aircraft configuration and I can actually open my doors. Cool, and it is possible to see that as multiplayer. So when I open my doors, other people who are also in, if they have this in their folder, so in their sim, they will see the doors open and or close. Now we can do the passengers and we can do the rear luggage as well. So everything does open. These are slide doors. You can also remove the doors, I believe, so installed or off, so that you actually have open. And this works well in VR as well. So we've lost the front and rear doors. And what we can do is we can close the baggage. Hang on. Do I have to turn the doors back on? Or maybe I do. Probably, and then go uninstalled. Okay, cool. Yep, that's what you need to do. Right, but I'm going to keep the doors on. And press back. Now what I'll do, just for basic flight, so I am doing a basic level flight, you can actually increase the aircraft to more controls. I just press ready for takeoff. It will initialize everything. You'll also end up hearing, there we go, the engines. It is very well done. The team at Hyper Performance has done a great job. Now I have not updated my PMS 50. Yep, okay, I probably should go to that. Now what you can do is you can, these are touchscreen. I can pretty much put a map on there. I'm at Sydney at airport, thank you. You can put your flight plan. I don't have one. Maybe what we'll do is we'll go to weather. I don't think I have a weather set up in there. So normally just flight plan, and it gives you your flight plan. Or I'll just leave that there for the co-pilot to have a play with. Right, buttons are pressable. You can do a lot of these manually. Now I've gone and pressed ready for takeoff, which actually will start up everything. In this video, that's the best way to do it. You can also do your nav, heading and alt for autopilot. I will show some of those things. I don't have navigation course because I have nothing set up. Also, it looks like we've got some messages down here. So if I were to go to message, no departure or no arrival. Yes, I'm aware of that. Do I have to do the same here? Yep, okay. Right, it sounds like the aircraft is now up and running. Default view. Okay, next view is moving in. Right, okay, the screens I was playing around with. Some other controls, thank you. The overhead controls, thank you. I should actually have lights on already because I did say ready for takeoff. Generator buttons and fuses. Back seat, which is pretty cool. Now this is facing forward, so this is not looking at, these are the seats that face backwards. So I'm now sitting in the back seat. So I can show a tablet, and what I can do now is sit here looking out there if I want to, and once I'm flying I can then go put on autopilot. So if I had a flight plan, say from, I don't know, New York out to the like JFK out to the Statue of Liberty, around Manhattan and back to JFK, you can put on navigation, and you can actually control some of these to raise the altitude or the likes and go and have a tour. How awesome is that? Alright, let's hide that again, thank you. And the next view is back to default. Right. With all that being done and shown, model is awesome. And the H145, which is a little bit larger than this, I believe also has a model with floats, as in like emergency floats. Is actually quite impressive, and maybe I will eventually get that. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is push on my throttle, which is actually lifting the collective. So I just raise it up enough to take off. There we go, and what I can do now is use the stick, twist your rudders if you've got rudder pedals, turn yourself around. If you want to go forwards, lean slightly forward, but you may need more throttle to lift, because when you go forward you will nose down. And basic helicopter flights. Practice is probably a good idea with this. Use it on basic for start if you don't know what you're doing, and you can actually fly around quite easily. I find it a lot easier to fly when you are looking from in the cockpit, because you actually have a good direction, or when you're doing it from behind and you turn, the camera's not necessarily facing where you're facing. Let's go buzz the tower. I'm sure they would be very appreciative of that. So, quite an easy helicopter to fly. It does not need the Airland FS. Everything that you need is built into this particular one. It's quite enjoyable to fly. Now, if I wanted to fly, say, let's just straighten this up. Do a quick example. Alright, down here I can put on my autopilot, and I will put on a heading. And then what I'll do is I'll also put on the altitude hold and raise that altitude to 500 feet. And now I am actually flying. I can actually go hands-free, do the outside view, move it around, and I'm sitting at 500 feet. If I want to slow down, I ease the throttle down. But I'm now at 500 feet on a direction. If I want to change direction, I can use, I don't know, I've got something on my flight stick. I can change the direction to a new point, and it will turn to that point. If I want to, you can actually see down on my controls there, little blue marker. If I want to go completely east, I will turn that around to east, and the helicopter will follow that. And that's what you can pretty much do to, what is it, back this seat here, there. Now I can sit back in here, and I can put on my controls there. Very cool. Raise. There we go. So we're probably actually going to fly higher. I'll go back there to make sure that actually is correct. No, it's just raising the collective. Okay, so it's just more power. Cool. But I do have controls for that. Alright. Autopilot off. Thank you. I now have control. And with a little bit of a twist of the rudders and turn, I can turn it around quite quickly, and then I want to ease off on that rudder, and we want to bring ourselves back in next to the A380 of Qantas. Now if you want to slow down, pull your nose up, maybe even drop some of that collective, so your throttle. So you're actually using your throttle to go up and down. To go forward, you're pushing your nose, you've got to remember that. Looking at the windsock, got a tiny bit of a breeze. It's not too bad. Outside view is a lot harder, like I said, because you're not quite facing the right way with the camera. You can actually change it to do the showcase one, where it gets in behind, and to have controls there, you've got to press C on the keyboard. Alright, we don't want to put it down just here, so we'll nudge forward and get back onto that line. And the what is it? The H135. So it's an Airbus H135. It is a very good model. If you're interested though, go and check out their 145. I'm sure it is of great quality as well. But this one is free, so if you don't already have it, go grab it. And that's just basic flight. Now you can do some more advanced stuff with the buttons and the tools on that little pad on the right hand side there. You can also press a lot more of your controls as well. Alright, I'll just pull it down around about there. Oh, no, go backwards. Down. Nice and soft, thank you. There we go. Alright. Nice that you make a video on it and you actually... Oh, I didn't land straight. I was going to say land soft. Alright, and engines down. It's a very good model. Looks like we've got a power unit there already. Trolley ready to go. Okay, so that's the H135. Thank you very much for watching. I'll go back to outdoors and I'll hop out and we'll let the co-pilot out as well. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Cheers.